Hello everyone and welcome back to Hey Dad RC, and today I figured for this video, now that we've pretty much completed the indoor crawler course, I would take you on a brief journey around the course and the route that I plan to take around it, and then just talk briefly about the materials that I used to build this and roughly how much certain things cost, just in case I thought maybe it could help somebody out if they decide to build one themselves. And as we can see here, given the theme, the Halloween theme that we're rolling with, I decided to call this the Boneyard. My initial plan, and I still might do it, would be for certain holidays to change up the look of the course. That's going to depend on time and financial stuff, though. I might just keep it this way. I think it looks pretty cool. Again, nothing special. There's a ton of guys out there that build much cooler ones. But this is what we came up with, and for the most part, I'm pretty happy with it. And I figured what we would do is I got a handful of the mini crawlers that I would take them all on the same path and just keep a quick time to see how long it would take each one to get around the track. And maybe I'll do a quick leaderboard. I'm not going to get in depth with the videos like I did with the summer series, but just something fun to do during the fall and winter as it gets colder and the weather gets worse, and as long as it doesn't get too cold out here because there's no heat in the garage. But yeah, we got a number of small crawlers to use. I'm hoping to maybe pick another one up here to run on this course, but we'll see. Anyways, onto the planned layout. I figured where we've got the SCX 24 currently sitting, this is going to be the starting gate for all the rigs. So they'll start there, they'll go up over these blocks. And I don't know, from a post I think I had earlier in the summer, there used to be a Lionel train bridge here instead of these wooden rods. I took the train bridge out though because I think there's a couple of the crawlers that won't clear the overpass. So we decided to go ahead with those wooden rods instead. So you're gonna go up here to this platform, hang a left it's Skeletor, and from that point there's two different ways one could go, and I thought initially they would come down through here and go down, but I decided that's a really tight turn that's it's gonna turn into a 3 or 4 point turn for the rigs to get down there, especially if I decide to try running a couple of the 18 scale ones. So I figured it's gonna come down this way, down through here, over this tire obstacle, which is proving to be pretty difficult for most rigs that I've tested this out on. A lot of times I've had to reset the rig, and I figured as I'm doing a time, if there's a point on any of this course that the rigs tip over or they need a hand, that's going to be I don't know, maybe a 5-second penalty. I haven't figured that out yet. But it's going to come down, go over those tires, over this rocky section here, then over these pipes and different things, and then over these obstacles of different varied terrain. Then they'll have to come around here, make a tight turn to go in through the tunnel, out this way, and then what we've got here is an aluminum cake pan filled with dirt. I did have this saturated with water. I figure I'll do a mud pit. Again, as winter time nears and it becomes freezing, I'm not sure if we'll be able to get away with that or not, but that's my hope, is to have a mud pit here. And over this terrain here, up this grate with the obstacles, and then I'm thinking once the front tires clear here onto this platform, that's where we'll stop the timer. And at least right now, I'm thinking that's the way we'll do it. So as far as materials, first off, for the base, I started out with two folding leg card tables. I'm sure they're cheap enough at Walmart. You can probably even find some like at a Goodwill or Salvation Army store if you went there and looked. But these I had kicking around in the garage anyways, so to me that really wasn't an expense. They were old, but we never use them. Laying on top of that is just a plain wooden door. Last year when we had work done on the house, had a new door put on the kitchen, I saved the old door figuring that I could use it for just this purpose. Looking around the rest of the items on this course, there's a lot of foam pieces. This is extruded foam, a couple of different types of various thicknesses. Like I said, down there at the start, there's some. A lot of these platforms here are made up of the extruded foam board as well. And these I had on hand as well. Years ago, I used to do model trains. I used this stuff for scenery. And leftover pieces that I had after I got rid of my train stuff, I put up in the rafters of the garage. So again, that's more material that I had on hand. This metal grate here is just part of a guinea pig enclosure. We no longer have the guinea pigs, so I use that for the incline. I don't know if you'll be able to tell holding that incline up. There's two metal L brackets I had kicking around in the garage, so I use those as well. Let's see, what else here? You see throughout there's pieces of bamboo straps here. They're here, they're there. I got a few down here and a few there. Those were actually just off of an old tiki torch that you use out in your yard. Haven't used them in years, but I had one tiki torch left. Here's the remnants of it that I cut up. Well, again, this was just kicking around in the garage. So again, no expense. The sides of the tunnel was made out of that extruded foam board. This is just a piece of cardboard that I painted and fixed to the top. Let's see, what else here? A lot of those materials, a lot of the paint I already had on hand. So far to me, really no expense out of pocket. These tubes here were just cardboard tubes saved from various other things that were on hand. All the rocks that you see in this course all came over from the doing the work on my track. As I was raking and digging and such, I was just stockpiling all these rocks for this course. There are 4 fake trees. 1, 2, 3. There's 4 over there. These were given to me about a year ago by my mom. She knows I'm big into decorating for holidays and doing little village scenes and such, so she thought I could use these, and yeah, I'm using them. I'm using them here on the course. So thanks, Mom, for that. Let's see, what else here? Cake pan I already had on hand. Let's get into the things that I spent money on. Oh yeah, I used 2 sets of Halloween lights. I think there were 70 lights in each string. These lights I had kicking around in a box that were picked up just to have extras on hand. So really, you know, you can go to Family Dollar, Dollar General, those kinds of stores. Pick those up for just a couple of bucks. They're cheap enough. The tire obstacle are just some unusable vintage Tamiya tires that might bother a couple of people, maybe not. Let's see. So things that I started to spend some money on. All right, number 1, I have a ton of these fake leaves glued all around the course. I got those at the Dollar Tree, $1 a bag. I used 2 bags. I got a bag of these skulls. There's, I don't remember, maybe 6 or 8 littered throughout the course. Again, I got those at the Dollar Tree. That was $1. I grabbed a bag of these bones at the Dollar Tree. They're just little styrofoam femur bones. So that was $1 for 1 bag. I grabbed a pack of pumpkins. There was 4 in a pack. Got that at the Dollar Tree for $1. A pack of hanging skeletons. There was, I believe, 4 of those. Yes, 4 of those. It was $1. Just because I thought they were cool, I grabbed 4 different Masters of the Universe figures. We've got Skeletor, He-Man, Merman, and Man-at-Arms. Got all of those at the Dollar Tree, so $1 for each one of those. What else? I thought that little lawn gnome, got him at the Dollar Tree for $1. I thought he just looked pretty cool. Oh yeah, I got 2 of those lights that change color. There were 2 in a pack for $1. All of this at the Dollar Tree. That little bridge I already had on hand. The chain I already had on hand. This large banner here, this Halloween banner, I also got that at the Dollar Tree for, you guessed it, I think it was $1.25. I want to say that is everything that I got from the Dollar Tree. I got all of that on one trip, and I think all the contents of that bag from the Dollar Tree was like it was either $22 or $23. I thought for everything that I got, that was pretty darn good. Adhesives. I used 2 or 3 tubes of E6000 for everything here. I think that was like $3 a tube at Walmart. I used a bunch of hot glue as well, but I've already got hot glue sticks on hand. So really the single biggest one item purchase was the plaster cloth that I used for these 4 obstacles. The base of these obstacles are sitting over top of the Halloween lights. You can see them poking through just a bit. But the base of these obstacles are cardboard drink holders from Tim Hortons. Going to Tim Hortons, get a drink holder. Hey, I'm hanging on to those. And then I just smushed them down here and there to create the base. But the single biggest purchase, like I was starting to say, was plaster cloth. I got 1 roll of Woodland Scenics plaster cloth. That stuff is cool. It's so easy to work with. You cut it to the length that you want it, you dip it in water, and then you just form it over your terrains and smooth it out. I did those yesterday, and I just painted them today with some green, sprayed it with a little bit of black. But yeah, a roll of that stuff was $17 on Amazon, and that was the single biggest purchase I made for this entire crawler course. So this one a bit longer than I'm sure I wanted it to, and but that's going to do it. An introduction to the indoor crawler course that we're going to be using throughout the fall and hopefully into the winter, and a little bit of backstory as far as the expense that went into it. Guys, if you made it to the video this long, I really appreciate that. And as always, I'd like to thank you for taking some time out of your day to watch my content. That means a lot. And if you're new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button as we are trying to push our way, however slowly, to 1,000 subs. But again, thanks a lot, guys. And until next time, stay safe. We'll see you around.